move into the week of March 23rd through the 29th. We're actually going to scoot in just into the 31st of the month. And we know we came out of the Mercury retrograde, but we know we're still in the shadow period until April 10th. So if you can push those major decisions off, please do. If you can't, do your best. At least we're out of retrograde. Now, on the 23rd, the moon will be in the sign of Taurus, and by 4:19 a.m., so before we really wake up, it will move into the sign of Gemini. Gemini is a very social sign for the moon to be in. I was born with the moon in Gemini. We call it the child's mind because our minds are so active and there's so many different ideas that could come up. Now, remember, Mercury, the ruling planet, just came out of retrograde. It's going to be interesting to see what you're thinking and what you're feeling after you've been all through that retrograde. So great time to journal. Again, on Tuesday, the 24th, it continues in Gemini. And then on Wednesday, the 25th, we have a couple things going on. One is that we have the first quarter moon in the sign of Cancer. So the moon moves into this watery sign of Cancer, its own sign that it rules, where it does its very best, at 6:33 a.m. This is a good time to present your ideas because you are ready. Now, Cancer in astrology rules marketing and that pull that you have. So take advantage of this first quarter moon to start presenting your ideas. Maybe you start test running some of your presentations because we still, like we said, we're still in that shadow of Mercury retrograde, but you're beginning to be ready. The sun is going to be close to Saturn. That can help you out. Saturn wants to help you build your life. So let's do this creative projects to reality. Now, on the 26th, the moon continues in Cancer, and the 27th, it will be there until 10:10 a.m. when it moves into the fire sign of Leo. So we'll have the sun in a fire sign and the moon in a fire sign. So there's a lot of spice going on and a lot of emotions because we still have some planets in the watery sign of Pisces. Now, we move into a Leo weekend, and on Saturday, the 28th, Saturn will be sextile Pluto. Saturn, the builder, the planet of responsibility, hardship, but long-term success, is going to be making a positive aspect to Pluto. And Pluto brings in change. Pluto is power. It rules other people's money. So we have cosmic support there with Saturn sextile Pluto on the 28th, but it'll affect us the day before, day after also. The 29th, the moon's in Leo, so really it's a great day. Like I would be enjoying a nice Sunday brunch on Sunday the 29th. Leo's the heart, it's joy, it's fun, enjoy that. The moon moves into Virgo at 3:33 p.m. And so maybe you end your plans early, go home, get things organized, okay? That's a great time for that. Now, that's also Palm Sunday. Then we move into the 30th of the month. We're going to head over just in the beginning of this next week, finish out the month. We know we're heading to a full moon. The full moon in Libra will be happening on April 1st. So there's a lot, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of emotion, and we're heading into a full moon week, so please keep that in mind. Now, on the 30th, something wonderful happens, and that is that Venus moves into its own sign of Taurus. So it goes from being in its worst spot in Aries into one of its best spots in Taurus. And I just wrote down, lovely, lovely plants and flowers, right? Stability at last, Venus in its own sign. So a lot of earth energy there on Monday the 30th with the moon in the earth sign of Virgo, Venus entering the earth sign of Taurus. Enjoy it. Buy yourself some flowers, maybe, or go shopping or do something wonderful for yourself. Okay, and on the 31st, the moon will be in Virgo, and it will move into Libra later in the evening as we head to the full moon and April Fool's Day on the 1st of the month. So again, with Saturn sextile Pluto this month, which is a rare sextile between two powerful planets, you really get to dictate what comes next. If you like what you're doing, then you'll succeed. If you don't like what you're doing, again, we keep getting the same message. This is the time to start to leave gracefully. This is a time to transition to better things. Great accomplishment and achievement are available. Cosmic support is available. This is a very beneficial time. You know, Saturn's in the sign of Aries, sextile Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. Well, Saturn's the original ruler of Aquarius. So Saturn, you know, I always say, when people take an astrology class, they always think so bad of Saturn. They think that Saturn wants to ruin their life. But Saturn is the building inspector of the zodiac. So yes, you have to follow the rules and you have to check the boxes and you have to get the right permits. But when you do that, there's success at the end. You get what you're asking for. So take advantage of this time to make the right changes that you need to make, to start to look at the decisions, all the things that you've reviewed over the Mercury retrograde. As the planets move more and more into Aries, that have to do with redefinition of self. Take advantage of this time. This is the time that people who came to me for readings over the past few months, this is the time that I was pointing to, that things are going to start to show up, to be more clear, to have more vision. This is now. So here we go. Make the most of it. Now let's pull a few more cards for this last week of the month. See anything else that you need to know this month. Oh, I got a couple jumper cards here. There's two. Let me pull one more. This deck is so pretty. I even love the back of this deck. It's so lovely. Okay, now the first card is the Two of Athams, which is called the Two of Swords traditionally. Now, Two of Swords is a relationship number. And usually the traditional version, you see a woman with her eyes covered, right? Because the answers aren't out there, they're in here. So you have to go internal. This one looks like teamwork, like they're working together. They both are sharing maybe their opinions and it looks beneficial. Okay. So it looks like you may have some good helpers, some good thoughts, some good ideas. The Five of Wands here is here. Five of Wands, Five of Fire. Five is a number of change. Wands is passion, drive. We have a lot of fire energy right now. Now, it looks like they're kind of looking at their spell book and they're giving direction and orders, right? It looks like they're orchestrating something. So it looks like you have a lot of helpers around to orchestrate this change. We also have the Witch card, and this is the magician of this deck. And I love that it's called the Witch here. I love that she is the alchemist. She has everything she needs to make the magic happen. This is our card of the year because 2026 equals the number 1. We know we've talked many times about ending a 9-year cycle. As a world, 2025 equaled the number 9. Now we've moved into a 1 year. There's a shift. And this Witch card, or traditionally called the magician, who is the alchemist of the tarot deck, this is our card of the year. It has extra power here. So she's made her circle. She's claimed her space. She's working on her potion. It's interesting how the one before, they have the spell book out, and she's creating the life that she wants. You have all the tools to create what it is. Whatever changes need to be made, those are what you're going to be thinking about right now. And you can move forward and you can trust that you are creating the life that you want. As you bring more joy into your life, you can reflect that joy out into the world and help make a difference. Okay.